throughout my life, I had to figure out, well, how do I build not only courage, but how do I build trust in myself? Because the fear, I realized, isn't going to go away. When I think about the greatest struggle that I have had on my journey in my whole life, not only within my business and my career and the professional side, but really in every aspect of my personal being, it has been fear. Fear has been at my doorstep. It has followed me at every single step I have taken. And it might seem really bizarre. It was even bizarre to Peter when I first told him all the things that I've done in my life, because I said, you know what, I was petrified with almost every single one of them. Fear affected me in how I showed up online. I was so scared to even post my very first video out there. Fear affected me when it came to doing an interview, talking in front of people. I would literally freeze and get sick and run to the bathroom. It made me doubt every single decision I was making in my life. And that's the reason why everything that I share is about sharing how I overcame these things, how I overcame them in their specifics, but in particular when it comes to fear, that has been the thing that followed me everywhere. And so throughout my life, I had to figure out, well, how do I build not only courage, but how do I build trust in myself? Because the fear, I realized, isn't going to go away. And I found tools that have really helped me on my journey. So for example, I have my meditation and spiritual practice, and there's a reason why I haven't missed that in 2 years. I've been doing that and working at it for a long time, but I found particular versions of breath work that really helped me get to the core, and especially in those moments where anxiety is at a high and I'm doubting myself and all of those voices from the past are coming back in right before a presentation, for example, and they're like, who are you to do this? Are you even going to be able to do it? You know, think about the person that imagines the worst case scenario for everything. That used to be me. And so breath work, doing my yoga, doing meditation, those have been two really profound tools that I have used. And there's a reason why I also teach them to all my clients, because a lot of the clients that I work with, they actually have the same struggles that I used to have. And so these practices that I teach have been ones that I pass on because they did phenomenal things for me. Journaling, exploring myself more, that has been a fundamental thing for me as a lover of communication and language and connection and relationships. The greatest connection that I've had to build has been to myself. And through journaling, that's really allowed me to do that, to, you know, get rid of, peel the layers back and understand, who am I? You know, who am I and who was I before any of these voices started telling me that I had to be fearful of things that I didn't actually need to fear because they weren't dangerous to me. So these practices I pass on and I share because they have been so invaluable to me. And the other aspect, you know, these are the things that I do on my own and I do for myself, but another really tremendous thing that has helped me to work through not being so fearful and being more courageous has been the support of community. Hands down, I could not be and I would not be where I am without the support of amazing people. That's why community is so important to me, because one of my biggest values is connection. And so I ensure as well that the people that I have in my circle closest to me share these values as well. And we grow together and we elevate together, because if the people around you don't share your values, there are only two things that can happen. You stay the same or you don't elevate, you go back down, they pull you down, and that's not what we want. And so that's a really important aspect, because a lot of the time, you know, as well as I'm talking to you about these practices and these things that have helped me navigate the process and, you know, really regain trust in myself, it hasn't been a linear route. Don't let people tell you like, oh yes, just do this practice, just do this breath work exercise and you're going to be good and you'll overcome fear. Because even the most confident people, they fear things. It's a natural response. But the difference is I've built myself a toolkit, and I now help other people also, my clients, build a toolkit so that they can truly have a sense of trust and preparation when they're faced with these circumstances that are unknown. And so those have been the biggest things, because life is like this. Life is not at all a linear path, and anybody who tells you that is lying.